One of the first spots I wanted to check out was just about a mile and a half north of the boat ramp. There was a spot that I had noticed on the Navionics webpage that had a lot of vegetation, and there was some pretty steep drop off on here along the southern shore. So I wanted to check that out. It had a couple of fish attractors for the back, and it just seemed to be a good spot that fish might, like to migrate to in colder waters. There were 3 spots to the west of here that I wanted to check out as well. One of them was along this western shore here. There was a pretty steep drop between the shore and like here it went down to about 44 feet within I'd say 150 200 feet or so. So I wanted to check that out, as well as there's a hole right here that goes down to about 45-46 feet. So I sat here in this spot anchored for about a half an hour, just trying to pitch to the left and to the right of where I was. And also, third spot was, there seems to be a creek channel right here along the center, and I thought that perhaps there might be some fish that were trying to stay in the lowest part of the water, especially now that the water had turned quite a lot colder.
All right, I ended up playing hooky a Thursday afternoon from work. I'm gonna try to take advantage of this one last warm day before winter sets in, and I'm probably going to try and go out to the same spot that I had that luck about 2 weeks ago when boat week. Woohoo! Probably going to go out to that same spot that I had that luck about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Caught my first largemouth bass. It's slightly overcast today. Temperature's about 62, and I haven't checked the water temperature yet, but I'll hook all that stuff up when I get to one of my final destinations. It looks pretty good so far, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed, and we're going to see what I can come up with. I've got a theory about why professional anglers, well, not even professional, just pretty much all experienced anglers, whether they make money on it or not, why they carry 15 or 20 or more than that rods and reels on their boat. Even though they might be really good at tying knots, it still takes a little while. And I'm sure no matter how many years I had practice of tying these knots, it would still get a little bit irritating to have to tie some particular knot for some particular lure or plastic or whatever I'm getting ready to use. And it would just get irksome after a while. So I think it doesn't have much to do with the, action of the rod, or whether it's a bait caster or spinning rod or whatever. I think it has a whole lot more to do with the fact that it's just a pain in the butt to have to tie all these knots every single time you want to switch. I've only carrying, maybe 3 or at the most 4 rods most every time I come out. At least 4 rods for myself. Whoever's with me, you know, might have another 2 or 3. But I just don't have the space on this little 10-foot boat to carry, you know, 6 or 8 rods. But it's just a theory. You know, work in progress. But that's my opinion for now. I'm going to try a Senko green pumpkin Texas rig, and saw a couple of videos saying that if you squeeze the tail several times, you can draw out some of the salt and make it look a little bit different color. And actually, you take a knife, like a bait knife or whatever, and you rough up the whole bait, the entire bait. That'll give it a little bit more of a natural look. And I suppose probably makes a lot of sense, because these things straight out of the package look really nice and slick. And you're not going to find anything quite so pretty looking in a lake. So that's what I do. Take my knife, I rough it up, you know, draw some of that salt out, and then I work that tail between my fingers a few times. Just try to draw out some of that salt and, you know, make it a slightly different color. Whether it helps or not, I don't know. I saw it on a video and it looked like a good, you know, something that was worth the attempt. Senko didn't work. The crawl didn't work. The swim bait might be a little cliche, but I went and got a bag of Bridgeford beef jerky. I figured lots of pro anglers will tout this stuff, so and hell, I like beef jerky anyway, so it's nothing better while you're out bass fishing than eating half a bag of teriyaki flavored Bridgeford Sweet Baby Ray's beef jerky. That good stuff. I could chum with it. You think the fish will like beef jerky? Yeah, probably not. As I said at the beginning, I was going to try to fish the channel, creek channel, a little bit also. Because this is a smaller boat, I've been a little, I won't say scared, apprehensive about coming into the middle of the lake. However, there's so few boats here today. I've really only seen maybe a dozen different boats since I've been here the 2 hours. So I'm not too concerned about, you know, safety at the moment. I thought the creek channel might be a good place to try out the Texas rig, the Senko worm. I've been seeing a lot of you know, fish symbols on my Garmin, and most of them have been around 15, 20, 25 feet. I'm currently anchored at like 43, 45 feet. So the fish that have been swimming by my boat have only been about halfway down. So I'm trying to let the Senko, you know, drop through that, well, I don't want to say school, drop, you know, past those individual fish, and then, you know, bring it back up and, you know, drop past it again. I realized that the plastic worms tend to catch more fish on the drop than they are when you're actually, you know, reeling it up towards the surface. So, you know, in my years of bass fishing experience, that's basically what I've learned on YouTube. There aren't a whole lot of laydowns in this part
of Harris, and the ones that I have been able to find, let me show you, like that, are pretty small, but and and of course there are also some weeds just behind it. So I thought that between the dying dead tree and the weeds, there might be something that likes that cover. But no matter what I throw in there, whether it be a plastic worm, crawl, lipless crankbaits, whatever I try, I can't get a single thing to bite. So I'm not sure if that might just be a vacant spot until spring. I'll certainly try and keep it in mind, and we'll come back here from time to time. If anybody's watching this video and they can tell me what type of grass this is, I would appreciate it, because this is the majority of the grass that's around Harris. Of course, it's not looking too great right now since it's turned colder, but it's very reed-like. Doesn't have anything really special at the top of it, but it's a little bit, I guess you could call it like sharp if you run your finger across it, and it seems to be pretty thick in a lot of areas. I mean, it's growing pretty well along most of the banks. So if you know what that type of grass is, please leave the comment on the video and let me know, because I'd be curious to find out. I tried doing a Google search for it and didn't see anything that was really similar to this. Thanks. Well, I'm trying my best to stay optimistic. However, I didn't get any bites today. I tried just about every trick I could think of. I tried square bill crankbait. I tried lipless crankbaits. I tried wacky rigs. I tried Texas rigs, Cincos, as well as some curly tail worms. I tried swim baits. I tried actual jigs a couple of times. I wasn't really, let me show you real quick. I wasn't really seeing much of anything on the, down at the bottom, on the lake surface. What I was seeing is, the, floor of the lake. What I'm seeing is a lot of fish suspended around 20 to 30 feet. So that makes me kind of think that they're not spotted bass or largemouth bass or smallmouth bass. Those are some other kind of fish that I don't have the bait for. That's what I like to see as I'm leaving the lake. 15 gazillion fish under my boat. Yeah, that's encouraging. You guys just stay there and get bigger, and I'll see you in 3 months. All right, bye, fishy, fishy.